Hello and welcome back here. If you're new to this channel, my name is Machi and I live and study in the Philippines. Here I share with you my journey, life challenges while living and studying here. So if you're new, kindly subscribe to this channel to support this young YouTuber, and thank you to all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys a whole lot. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the challenges that you face as a foreign student living in the Philippines. In my last video, I discussed the good aspects of this country, the things I love about the Philippines, the part 2, as I've already done the part 1. If you've not watched the video, kindly click on my channel and watch the videos. You'll find it interesting. So today I'm going to be discussing with you the challenges facing us here, or challenges that I encounter as a foreign student studying in this country, Philippines. The first challenge I encounter here in the country is the language. The language, it's not a major factor, but somehow it is a challenge, because learning or knowing how to speak Tagalog, which is the general language spoken in the country Philippines, is an advantage to you as a foreigner. So if you do not know how to speak Tagalog, you will lose out on a whole lot of things. Of course, in your schools that might not be a factor, or somehow it is a factor, because definitely you will need to communicate more with the locals so that you'll be able to kind of assimilate, be accepted more, and then make more friends and all that. So yeah, it's a challenge, because out of experience, when I had my first internship in my department, pharmacy, I'm a pharmacy student, you have several levels of internship as you progress. We have the community, we have the hospital, we have the manufacturing. So when I had my community, was right at my first year in the country, and then I knew just some 1 or 2 words in the local language. So it was kind of difficult, in the sense that some locals that come into the drugstore where I was doing my internship would like to discuss with you, because they always seem like happy to see a foreigner around. Of course, they would like to discuss with you, and then like when you don't know how to speak the language, the elderly ones will not be able to discuss with you, right? Because they'll be speaking in Tagalog, and you in turn will be replying in English. And even if they intended to have a longer conversation with you, it will be shortened because you do not speak the language. Yes, that's a challenge to me. And also with buying and purchasing things, you tend to understand that when you speak Tagalog with a seller, they can cut down their prices for you. Honestly, when you speak with locals with Tagalog, they can give you things freely, or they can give you more access than if you're speaking English, and they love to hear you make an attempt, even at trying. So yeah, I'm not very good at speaking the Tagalog, but I communicate basic day-to-day kind of needs and all that when I want to buy stuff in Tagalog. So language, somehow it's a barrier. Another one is a new environment, the cultural differences. So you tend to notice so many things that are not similar, or so many things that are not done as they are done back home in your country, and you have to adjust. And then coming into here, you have to kind of adapt for you to be accepted. So the new environment is something else that if you're coming into this country, you have to prepare yourself for. It's not going to be the same as Nigeria, obviously, but then you have to be more open-minded to accept so many things that are not the same way as they are in your country. For example, here in the Philippines, mind you guys, if you're homophobic and you're coming into Philippines, just keep that at the back of your mind, because here they are very accommodating. So keep your homophobic ideas and notions within yourselves, because you will get to see guys, boyfriend, girlfriend, or dating like that, girls dating each other, but you know it's not there in Nigeria. Here it's acceptable. It's a difference in the environment when you come into here. So if you come into here and you see gays and all that, and you're trying to be kind of nosy or discriminate, sorry is your name. So it's a different thing entirely, the environment. You have to be more open-minded and more accepting of the situation. Moreover, you are the visitor here, so it's only no more that you be more accepting of the situation. So yeah, the environment is another challenge. Third on the list of the challenges that you face here as a foreign student studying in the Philippines is the visa conversion fees. I think it should be expected that, or you should have an idea that when you're coming into this country, you are an alien, you're identified as an alien, and of course you have to be converting your visas. It's obtainable, but then the challenge becomes when the visa price gets higher unlike how it was when you came in here, or when exchange rate changes and you have to pay a whole lot more to convert your visas. For instance, some schools pay their visa yearly with some rates that are lower than other schools, and then some other schools pay their visa and pay student fees as well. Okay, let me take this back. What I'm trying to say is that some schools, they pay only visa fee once a year, that's 12 months duration, and they pay their student fee only once at the enrollment period of when you're starting in their school, while other schools will convert their visa every single year and still pay their student fee every single year. So imagine now if you come into the country and you know how the economy is, most especially within this period of COVID-19, and then the exchange rate issues, you are faced with that challenge of converting your visa. You don't want to have issue whereby your visa expired and you did not convert it, because immigration charges for late conversion is even going to be more than twice the price of the actual visa conversion fees had you done that on time. So that's another challenge facing foreign students here in the country. But if you're coming in here, you have to bear that in mind, that you prepare yourself to be able to offset those kind of bills. Another challenge facing foreigners living in the Philippines is dating. I don't think it's a problem for guys. I think to girls, or maybe it's not a problem, but I'm just like saying, you know, like when you leave your country and you are going abroad, you expect that maybe you have a kind of mixed cultural kind of dating experiences and all that. It's not very common here. I'm sorry to say that, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but dating a Filipino here as a black girl is not very common. I don't know of anyone. I don't know of one single person that has dated a Filipino guy as a girl. But of course, there are girls that are dating Nigerian guys. It's very, very obtainable. There are girls love to date Nigerian guys. So even the Nigerian guys that we have here have so many options of dating their girls. So now we that are the girls, Oyo is our case now. No much options like that. I think the issue is that the Filipino guys tend to be shy with courting black ladies. I don't know where that is coming from. I don't know whether it's a perception that we are kind of dominant, or I've heard a Filipino friend entrust in me that their fears is kind of like you tend to be a lot more dominant or a lot more bolder than they are already. So imagine them now trying to date you. They are even shy to approach you and ask you out, except the tricycle riders, of course. Those ones are the only ones that have the boldness to actually ask you out. The tricycle riders. And that's crazy, because it's actually funny. You even have a grandfather like that. The grandfather is taking you home after purchasing something out there, and then he's asking you out boldly. They know they fear. But you see the young ones that you look up to, like, okay, he's cute and all that, they won't ask you out. They're all shy to ask you out. I have had instances actually where they got my number. You know, like you give a guy your number and all that, but they will not call you. They won't even sustain a conversation if you try to strike one with them. So that is another challenge for single people like us. Challenges of dating, unless you have an option of dating Nigerian guys. So if you find the one that your heart matches and beats for and is a Nigerian, lucky are you. But if not, and you're expecting to like have intercultural kind of relationship with a Filipino, it's very rare, and we're still hoping to see that happen here and just like see the result. You know, it will be fun, but they're shy, and that's just another challenge of being a foreign student studying here in the Philippines. Okay, so yeah, on this list again is house hunting. House hunting can be an issue in the sense that some landlords and caretakers strictly state that they don't want foreigners in their house. This could be out of the experiences that they've had with some foreigners that have lived with them, or just stereotype and prejudice. So some of them, you will see a beautiful house that you want to live in. They will write out there at the gate, vacancy available, you know. But when you go in there, the person is going to open the door and they say, wala, 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 wala. They'll close the door on your face. I've had this issue because there was one time I was hunting for a house. I saw this beautiful apartment and it was quite affordable. So I said, okay, let me move into the apartment. The environment was also serene. I went there at night, okay? Imagine this. I went there at night. I spoke with the caretaker. She was all happy and hyper. And then she said, okay, it's all right. You come back in the morning so you see the house properly. In the morning I went back. I don't know if I made the mistake of going back with a guy. Maybe it was the guy that they saw, because sometimes they will think that, okay, if you come in here, you're going to have those your friends come in as well, and they might be disturbing. So I went back with the guy in the morning, later in the morning, and this woman saw us from the gate. As we were coming in from the gate, she was already waving, voila, voila, voila. I was like, ma'am, it's still me. I came here yesterday and you told me to come back this morning. What's going on? She was like, so sometimes house hunt is a difficulty because you will find house that you like, but they will not take you. And you find the ones that you like, but the things that inside, they will take you, but the things that are inside are not what you want it to be. So it's another challenge of being a foreigner and living in this country, Philippines. Another challenge is hair grooming. You know, for we blacks, Nigerians, we have this afro hair. The nature of our hair is not suitable with the conditioners and the shampoos available in this country. So it can be a challenge in the sense that even if you get to find the afro suitable conditioners being sold by some Nigerians around here, it's quite expensive, and if you use the one from the mall, it will not give you the effect that you need. Braiding your hair is another issue, and it's a luxury if you find someone that can actually braid your hair and you pay them in this country. So those are some other challenges: your hair maintenance and all that, difficulty with getting the needed treatment for your hair. So as well as your skin, I for one have a very irritant skin and sensitive skin. So I came here using jeggings. I tried using the jeggings at the mall, but it was irritant to my skin. So I had to go back to using petroleum jelly for years now in this country. That's because most of the soaps and creams that you find out in the mall contain glutathione. So they are all brightening, lightening, and anti-melanin producing this thing agent. So it's not suitable for your black skin unless you want to brighten your skin, of course, which I have no intention of doing. So sometimes you have that challenge is that you don't even intend to lighten your skin, and then you buy your soap and you see yourself next 1 week you're looking at a different shade of your actual tone. So skincare routine, hair maintenance, those are another challenges that you face as a foreigner living here in this country, Philippines. And I think to the guys also, finding a good salon that will cut your hair and cut it the right shape that you want. It's funny because sometimes you see the hairstyles that they're carrying and you will be laughing because it's a Filipino barber that cut the hair for them, so it's not always like the shape of the afro style that they want to have it, but the guys, they have to maintain because they don't have much option. But of course, as of recent, there are some Nigerians that are taking up those kind of jobs and trying to create atmosphere for them to do their hair as well as the girls. So yeah, that can be a challenge while living here. So yeah, I think I'm going to make another part for this video because it's already long and I don't want it to be so long and boring. I'm just gonna have to complete the second part of it next time. But for the moment, I'm going to ask that you kindly support this young YouTuber by subscribing to my channel and turning on your notification bell so that you get my updates whenever it's out there. And if you've watched to this extent, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Share my channel if you can. Comment down below so that I will read your comments and I know that I'm appreciated. And thumbs up to this video, and do have a wonderful day. We've come to the end of today's video.